Good morning. We just heard the left brain speak. So I decided to be the right brain. Because, we are human beings at the end of the day. And Dr. Kahneman has always told us to think fast and slow, right? So I just want to bring all of you down. It's a bit hot in Bombay. And there's this concept of being a rainmaker. How many of you have heard about it? A rainmaker, in the simplest way, is somebody who can bring progress. Aren't we all rainmakers? Aren't we all rainmakers? Okay, let's make some rain. Let me get all of you to keep everything down that you have in your hand. Please cooperate with me. Get up from your seat and let's make rain. Let's make rain. All I want you to do is really start rubbing your hands. You have to keep quiet, otherwise you can't hear the rain. One at a time, not all of you, just alternate people start doing this. Alternate people start doing this. Those who are rubbing, keep rubbing, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure now you're sufficiently warm. Your mobiles are out of your hand. And you will have some amount of attention span onto the spotlight and this man who looks old but is yet to turn 40. For the ladies, Valentine's Day was not too far away. I'm still free after the speech. Okay. So, Ravi did a great job of letting you know, shaking you up from your comfort zone, of telling you what's beholding the future. I also been watching this very closely. It's not that just because I'm here to tell you that it's an opportunity, I have to necessarily contradict or tell what Ravi said is wrong or try to prove that I'm right. That's not the way we work. We just need to understand what's coming our way. We need to really understand what is it that we have to do to evolve from where we are today. So when you talk about advisory, quite a lot of conversations that we keep doing with our customers, quite a lot of things that we do every day, I don't think we need to repeat that every now and then. And that's why I was telling that, I want to try to look at things that we have not thought of. There is a bias in our minds which causes us to do a selective selection of the information that we read, the information that we gather, and the information that we act on. The information that we act on. And that bias is very strong in all of us. It's a selective selection. All of us have food, right? Yes or no? Bots don't have food, by the way. But what about food? Have you thought of what's happening in the industry when it comes to food? I hope it works. Here, there, up, down, not working. Okay, we have a backup. Let me try this. We are talking about food. It's working. Sorry for the bot. Okay, it didn't obey my instruction. We are talking about food. Can you imagine food without farming? Can you imagine food without farming? How many of you imagine food without farming? It's tough. I see a few people raising their hands. Great. Wait, 2012. There are people like you and me who started growing meat without animals. 2012, they developed the technology, and not too far away, a year ago, they started making leather without killing animals. And leather as an industry is a $100 billion industry in the world. So for those of you who still think who they are, just Google for this company and you know what they're doing. Now the way I look at it is, we are living in a world where food is grown, not in farms, but actually if you look at it, it's getting printed. Meat is getting printed and people are eating it. That's where we are. So does that scare us? It should. What are we going to eat now, right? Let's look at this. Don't we go and look for that special chef in our life? Do we or do we not? Do we or do we not? Who is our special chef? Wife. Okay. Then if the wife is not listening to you, who is your special chef? Sorry? Mother. Okay, my special chef is my mother. She is a Konkani, but my dad is an Iyer, so that's why I am Krishnamoorthy and not a Pai. But Konkanis make really yummy food. And they don't know what meat is. Neither have I had meat. But there are people who say we can make better food. Food that your mother hasn't made, food that your wife hasn't made, and food that even the chefs for whom the biggest of the hotels want to pay the most, rupees, dollars, whatever you call it, can make. Anybody heard of this new chef in the world who makes recipes better than your mother? Anybody? Any guesses? Any guesses? It is a robo chef, but I want the name. Okay. It's Chef Watson. But I'll tell you something about IBM, and I love this company. Watson is open source intelligence. You and me can tap into this intelligence. And this intelligence allows you to get deeper insights of the information that you have. That's what it does. And it's available free of cost to you and to me. Now it's about what do you do with this information, you know. So if Watson is saying that Chef Watson, that's what they call it, the world calls it, you can Google and you can get to IBM Chef Watson and you can actually make your recipes. And apparently there is news that these recipes are better than some of the best chefs that they make those who make these kind of recipes in the world. So does it mean that all the chefs have to now start looking at Watson? That little magic that he sprinkles after the food, he has to look for Watson. Why I'm sharing these with you is that, you know, we are flooded with information that is pertaining to funds, AUM, growth, XIRR, CAGR, goals, financial planning, and whatever. We aren't talking about food, are we? Do we talk about food during the day? These kind of discussions? Rarely, right? Selective selection. All our minds are caged in the context of insurance, mutual funds, bonds, RBI policy, new SEBI chief, and whatever. Is the customer worrying about all of this? Is the customer worrying about all of this? No. We worry for things that your customer don't worry about. That's the fundamental disconnect. We worry about things that our customers don't worry about. So the whole idea is how do you use the tools to take it to your advantage, right? So IBM Chef Watson is the next game changer, apparently, right? But IBM Chef Watson has been around for a while. And I am telling you that adoption of IBM Chef Watson, time will tell. Let's look at entertainment. Anybody clued on to Super Bowl? The biggest, we know IPL, right, in India? T20, everybody sees? The equivalent of IPL is the Super Bowl. And if an artist gets to perform in a Super Bowl, it's an amazing acknowledgement that the artist is great, you know. So anybody knows who performed live in Super Bowl just a few weeks ago? Who? Lady Gaga, bingo. Bang on. Who is that? Couple of them. Okay, Lady Gaga fans? Not necessarily. Okay. So Lady Gaga performed, and you know where did she perform? Did she perform on a stage? Because I was telling the organizers, you've circled me in a blue circle. I mean, I can't go out of this, right? Anyway, I'll stay here. But what did Lady Gaga do? Did she come on stage like this and start singing? Do you know what did she do? She started singing from the rooftop of the stadium. You would be wondering, what is Rajesh telling? I mean, he's not even talking about robo and our opportunities. Where is he taking? I'm taking you to the right side of the brain. You got to start thinking creative. She started singing from the rooftop. And there was something really interesting. The whole sky lit up. The whole sky lit up behind her. That was not part of the stadium lighting. That was not part of the stadium lighting. The whole sky lit up behind her and synchronized themselves to the music that she was playing. What is that? Any guesses? Any wild guesses? The whole sky lit up. Sorry? Not even a guess. Come on. Robos. 300 drones, all powered by Intel, performing with Lady Gaga. And there was something special about these 300 drones. We all know what drones are, right? We all know that, right? All these 300 drones could be controlled by how many people? Guesses? Oh, you got it right, man. Yay! I'll give you a hug later. One pilot controls 300 drones. That is technology. Yes, we accept it. You don't need 300 pilots to fly 300 drones. You need one pilot to fly 300 drones. Does that mean that 300 IFAs should vanish and only one IFA will run this whole business? Just because technology has arrived? Well, I make a living by making technology for all of you. So I'm not going to stand here and bash technology. That's not what I'm doing. I just want to get to that side, you know, this feeling bit that we are talking about. I went to all the robo-advisory sites that proclaim to be those that give the right advice to me. I went and did that. Whether it's Betterment, Wealthfront, whether it's those in India or abroad. And I said, I'm a 25-year-old. And then it says, okay, answer 2 questions, and there comes a portfolio. 90-10 asset allocation, 90 to equity, 10 to debt. Okay, just one thing. When I was 25, I owed UCO Bank an educational loan. I wanted to repay that. Tell me one robo-advisor who's telling me that, hey, did you even have an education loan when you started your studies? There is nobody who asked me that question. Everybody believes that you answer 3 dumb questions, and lo and behold, I understand your risk profile, and for this risk profile, I know which funds to invest, and you go click, invest. It took me 5 years to repay my education loan. It took me 5 years. I actually wrote to the bank manager and said, I need an extension. Don't classify me as a person who cannot repay his educational loan. Seriously. Because when I was doing my management, there was nobody in my family who was an earning member. And anybody who is interacting with the investors today or the prospects today do not understand the social makeup of the person interacting with the system. They don't. For somebody to know Rajesh Krishnamoorthy owed 25,000 Indian rupees as a loan to UCO Bank when he went and clicked that I am 25 years old and I want to start doing something, it just takes you to an investment page. Right? So there's something more that we have to do than technology. But I must say, what Ravi said is right. Many of you, and I have been seeing most of you in most conferences, many of you even today neglect the fact that you have to adopt technology. You believe that platforms, the way we are here to take away your identity. You believe that, sharing of revenue is not good. Various things. I mean, there's very little we can do about it. It's about you and your decisions in your mind. Okay, let's go to the next place. Financial markets. So coming back here, I have to bring you back here, right? Okay, so Goldman Sachs had how many traders many years ago in the equity dealing room? 600. Today? 2. So many people lost their jobs. I just start talking about financial markets, not just from a job and a task perspective. Think about it this way. If you have so much of an intelligence in the world that you can manage a customer's behavior, it just means that all of us will simultaneously become what? Greedy at the same time. Think about it. You have all the tech in the world right in the palm of your hands. The tech knows what to do with you. The tech tells you what you need to do with your money. And so you think that tech will not tell you when you have to be greedy? Would it tell you or no? Yes or no? Ladies and gentlemen, it will, right? If all of us are connected to the same tech, and if all of us become greedy at the same time, who is going to be selling? Who is going to be selling in the market? All of us become greedy at the same time. Where is a market? Or, take the other. All of us become fearful at the same time. All of us want to sell. The tech says, sell. It's Skynet. It's taken control. Sell. Who's going to buy? Who is going to buy? So let's not just get flattered because there's tech. The tech is going to tell you when to be greedy. The tech is going to tell you when to be fearful. But those are in the perspective of what your client needs at that point in time. If I have to be fearful today, but I have a 20-year horizon, I don't have to be fearful. Why should I? Why should I? You know that better than the guy who's running the tech, right? So I go back to this book, and it's seminal, and I keep repeating this everywhere I get an opportunity. John Naisbitt, Megatrends. He said one simple thing, that the future is high tech and high touch. The future is high tech and high touch. Those of you who don't embrace technology, you're not built for the future. But when you embrace high tech, it doesn't mean that the touch is gone. It doesn't mean that the touch is gone. It is not a 1-0 relationship. So, in summary, all I have to say is, I have not heard a single instance in my lifetime where the tool has replaced the craftsman. You are the craftsman, but you got to sharpen your tools. Or those who are going to embrace those tools will become a better craftsman than you. That's the summary that I would like to share, and I must thank you all for giving me this time.